Okay, I've got Mark Holland with me today, and I've got down as actor, producer, and director. Nice to meet you, Mark.
Nice to meet you,
Welcome to the music room.
Thank you very much. It looks fabulous.
We'll start back at the beginning, really, how you even thought of being an actor, or...
I suppose I didn't necessarily think of being an actor. I ended up, I grew up in South Africa. The family moved over there when I was 2 years old, and somehow I ended up in TV as a toddler.
So you're bitten almost straight away, huh?
Straight away with that, yes. And my sister ended up doing sort of catalogue modelling and things like that and stuff. And then coming back to this country, I kind of forgot about it when we came back in the late 70s.
Right.
Moved back over here and I started high school. And I remember wanting to be an actor. I remember the TV series, I think it was called The Stuntman or something with Colt Seavers. I don't know, but I wanted to be a stuntman in movies. I looked at all these and I thought that's really, really great. And I mentioned to the careers teacher about doing this, and I was basically told to forget it and concentrate on getting a proper job. And it's going back to, I think, 2010, 2011, when I was a huge fan of the American TV show called Pawn Stars, based in and around pawnbroking, and the show was set in Las Vegas with Rick Harrison. And I was a huge fan of that. And in the job I was in at the time, with the guy I was working with, we started doing our own YouTube videos, emulating them.
Right.
And it started getting a reasonable following. And then one day, out of the blue, we got an email from A&E Networks in New York asking if we'd like to audition for them because they want to produce the UK version of the hit TV show. So we jumped at the chance. We cobbled together an audition, and then they sent somebody from a production company in London down to film us doing bits and bobs, and that resulted us in actually being successful and getting...
So it shows you it works, and doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
I mean, that's like a fairy story gone, wow.
We were having lunch somewhere when the email arrived, because we had a pawnbroking shop. We had lots of arts, antiques, collectibles, things like that, and we were actually doing this.
So what's the craziest thing you had through the shop, then?
I've said this a couple of times to people. It was a gold-plated, shall we say, a lady's pleasurable toy.
Oh, right.
That came through the shop, but we've had some weird and wonderful things. We've had false teeth from famous people, so many things, and so many historic things that came through the shop at the time. And the TV show, when we started doing it, just it started on a roll, and we started getting bigger and bigger and doing things. But it was a difficult crossover to kind of emulate the American style of the TV show because we were British.
Right.
And I do recall having many fallouts with the network and the production company, because these things are part scripted and part reality, because it's a controlled environment, and you know you have to do things to enable you to film them, and it just wasn't working. They wanted us to be too American.
But you must have learnt a lot about that side of it as well, though.
The industry, certainly, and this is what sparked me then into thinking, do you know what, I don't want to let this go. it's like the childhood or the school in me when I was in school. It kind of brought it all up again.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know, I want to do this. I love the lights, I love the cameras, I loved everything about producing something that's going to be shown to the masses, and hopefully they will enjoy what you've produced. So I carried on with it, and with my little 15 minutes of fame over a couple of years on the History Channel, I got invited to partake in certain movies, TV things and things like that, and it just kept building in me.
Right. I think this might be a good time to show a bit of Porn Stars.
Certainly, yeah. It's going to be a bit cringe-worthy, but yes, yes, by all means.
Yeah, I think we'll show some now. Good.
This coin is worth £500,000. Big Mark wants it, and he's ready to hustle. Simon knows it's the rare King Edward VIII gold-proof sovereign. Little Mark, he's wondering why this coin is moving in super slow-mo. This punter wants to sell it, but knows he's got a fight on his hands. That's Liam, he's only 16. He doesn't know anything yet. Vicky wants to know if this guy's legit. In this world, everything can change on the flip of a coin. Heads we win, tails you lose. Brand new Porn Stars UK starts Monday the 22nd of September on History. Deal with it.
Porn Stars UK, proudly sponsored by H&T Pawnbrokers.
Well, I thought that must have brought some memories back there, Mark.
It did indeed, yeah. It was a bit embarrassing. I worked on that show with my son as well.
All right.
Marco, who did one of the episodes where he actually went and met Rick Harrison. It was an episode that was screened both in the USA and in this country when Rick was going away on holiday and came to visit our pawn shop, and he was sent to welcome Rick at the airport and the car parking, and it was quite a funny little video. Marco was not a fan of being on camera, but he loved researching
Right.
historical items.
I was going to ask you how you seem to know everything about everything, and
Well, all is not what it may seem, if you like, because you have to understand the show is based on entertainment purposes, and obviously we can't know everything about everything. We have a good idea, but we tend to get told what's coming on
all right.
to the show, and it gives us a chance to research the items ourselves in our own time, to make ourselves familiar with them. We never know how much the customer is going to want to ask to sell the items for, and we don't know whether we want to actually purchase the item. It depends as well. You've got to remember that it was an actual business we had. So the business obviously is going to rely on profit and retail value on the item if we can sell it. So we had to be careful on doing those kind of things.
Right.
We didn't have money to throw away.
Hi mate, how can I help?
I brought this Omnibot for you to have a look at. I've had it pretty much all my life. It's about 35 years old.
What does it do? What is it?
So it's like a vintage remote control robot.
Look at that. Looks a bit like R2-D2 from the top. Oh God, sounds like him as well.
Came from Colwyn Bay today to the pawn shop, and I brought an Omnibot robot with me. It's quite old. It usually goes between about £800 to £1,000, but because I like it so much and it is working, and I've had it all my life, I'm wanting the lowest of 800.
I want you to show me this thing bringing me a vodka and tonic. Show me how it would bring me a vodka and tonic, because that would impress me.
This is going to fit in. These connect in, and then that goes down, and there he is. He's ready to go.
It can bring me a drink.
And all he comes.
It moves quicker than you, this son.
Probably gets paid more than me.
That's cool. Cheers, thank you very much. See, I could replace you with this. I could get a drink, no back chat, nothing like that, and I can turn it off. I like that.
You're welcome.
I like this, it's really cool, it's really cool. It's going back 30 odd years ago. So this at the time was a top-end toy, wasn't it? It was a top-end toy. It was the best that technology had. I loved this thing. It was launched in the 80s and it flew off the shelves. Nowadays, kids have their iPads and video games, and in comparison, this looks pretty simple. But in 20 years, I bet people won't get nostalgic about their old computers. It's stuff like this that captures kids' imaginations.
And then if you press in there, you can have a talk through to him.
Does it last a good range?
Yeah, it's
I'll go over here and see what we can do.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Marco, I am your father.
You're not a robot.
Marco, don't look so sad.
No, Marco never got anything like this for Christmas. He's a bad boy and only ever got coal. And secondly, when Big Mark's your boss, well, you don't have any money for Christmas.
Give Marco next week off.
You are joking, you're not having next week off.
Bye, mate. I'm for sale, cheap.
There we go, cheap. The robot said it himself. It's working, it comes with its box, which is rare, and best of all, batteries are included, and we could make a few pounds out of it. That's if he's willing to have a deal. Why have you brought it in today?
Basically, I'm doing scuba diving, and for my next qualification, it costs a bit more money, so...
How much do you want for it?
They're going anything from about 700 to 1,000.
That's too much for me. I was going to offer you £100.
All right, no.
What's
I
the
mean,
lowest?
it's 30 years old and it's complete.
I know.
I mean, 147.95 back in 1980 is...
Well, I'll give you your money back on it. 147.95.
No.
No?
No.
You've got everything there, which you don't get very often. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to sell it. I don't know how long it's going to sit on the shelf before somebody else comes along to buy it. And for me, it could be a lot of dead money at the moment. What about we sell it for you? Sometimes if we love the item but we don't love the asking price, we can offer the customer a commission deal. Meaning we'll try to sell it on their behalf and we'll take a cut. That way, if we can't shift it, we don't lose anything. But if we do, we're quids in, which makes everybody happy. What do you realistically think you're going to get for this?
500-600 as a minimum.
I'll put it up for 600. If somebody buys this for 600, I'll give you 5.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Marco?
It just proved to be a decline. Also with the followers of the TV show on the History Channel, it just wasn't sitting well as a British product. It was sitting better as an American product.
Right.
So at the end of 2 series, they decided not to renew it. But we carried on working. We carried on working there for a couple of years, but it just proved too hard a battle where we were. And with bills, and with rent, and with everything else like that, it just came to an end.
Right.
You know.
So what was the gap before you actually started doing something else after that, then?
Well, I was, towards the end of the life of the business itself, I was being invited to audition for films. I was putting myself out on the internet and that, looking for stuff to do, because I thoroughly enjoyed what I was doing and working on that. So I got involved with a couple of films. I worked for a year on a film. I worked with Johnny Vegas and a couple of other well-known people from soaps. Ultimately, I gave up a year of my life and many other people to a movie that came to nothing.
Right.
At the end of it. I won't go too deep into it. I don't want to get myself into trouble, but it didn't work out, and the movie never happened.
Right.
But it gave me the taste to just keep on doing that kind of thing, and moving forward.
Right. I've got this. I can't even say the word. You're going to have to help me out with this one. This matter.
Oh, Metropolis. Metropolis, yeah. That was an early one. That was a Liverpool production. It was a good one to be involved in that. I started to become involved with all the Northwest and the Liverpool crowd in acting through Facebook and various things like that. Met a lot of good friends that I'm massive friends that I love to bits. And a part came up in a series that I'm sure it's going back from about 4 years ago now, and it's just been a continuing thing that has had more and more people involved in the production of it. Kind of a gangland thriller set in and around Liverpool. Ricky Tomlinson's in it. There's many other people that are in it, and it's just slowly starting to come out now as a YouTube series. I don't know whether it'll go any more than that or what's happened with it. It's working with the writer and director, a guy called Peter. It was a pleasure to work with.
So is it very dark then, is it?
It's dark and comical and a bit sort of Guy Ritchie-esque,
Right.
if you like. That kind of thing. And it was the first time I've ever done anything semi-naked in a production, which was interesting. I wasn't even expecting it, but it just happened on the evening, and Peter was asking for a volunteer for one of the scenes, and I thought, do you know what, okay.
Well, I think we should have a look at a piece from that then. Not the naked part. But
No, please don't.
Okay, we'll have a look at that now.
Leroy Little, aka Bamboo. He was born and bred on the streets of Liverpool. Here, at the age of 20, became the kickboxing champion. They called him Bamboo because he was skinny but tough as nail.
Hello, Leroy. Long time no see.
It's Bamboo, Barbara, if you don't mind. Listen, you're my Uncle Bamboo, I know that. I respect that.
I've got three.
Fingers pointing at the McLaughlin's, Inspector. Great, considering these are the biggest crime family in the UK and they're on our patch. Because we'll be pointing at them. We need evidence.
I was informed it was the McLaughlin's. And I'm not even police. One of my officers is murdered. One's in the hospital. £50 million worth of drugs are coming in.
While we're on the topic, got a name for us.
The doctor involved. I'll give you the time and location. I'll even throw in where they're exchanging the drugs.
Get out of there, it's gone wrong.
There's been an ambush.
Who are you talking to? For less than 3 minutes, you'll be surrounded. Now put your guns down. What?
Front page of the Mersey Express. Mass attack. Don't waste my fucking time.
Do you want to go to Alderman's house?
They're coming in here!
So, back to parts. Any more exciting ones after that you can think of?
Oh, Rob. I don't know. I've done so many bits and pieces, and I've been blessed over the years to work with in particular many students, because in the indie scene, because there's no money in it, you tend to work with people that are trying to learn their craft, but you can end up working with so many brilliant people. You always come across people that have no idea what they're doing, and you can only hope that they will flourish as time goes on, doing stuff. But I've worked with so many great people. I've done some weird and wonderful stuff, and some weird and wonderful shorts. And at the time, I looked back on them and I thought, this is terrible. But if I look back on them now after everything that I've learned, I can see how experimental things were, and how it would fit into certain genres now on doing bits and bobs, and certain film festivals. It may potentially work because that's what certain groups of people are looking for.
Yeah.
Getting your product out there has been changing over the years. The TV landscape has changed so much in the last few years and is going to continue to do so.
Well, a couple of the Oscar winners this year were under 5 million to make, which has never been heard of for thousands of years in the Oscars.
Indeed. Indeed.
Which is good, you know.
And it's a tricky one, because the way things are, the way I see it at the moment is, when it comes to your normal TV streaming services, if you like, ITV, BBC, Channel 4, Channel 5, things like that, who are the household. When you turn your TV on, you've got one of those on there, until you go to the various different streaming platforms where there are so many. But on those main household names, the production companies that are producing dramas for those, it's kind of a bit annoying at times. And I can understand why for them, that when it comes to casting talent, they tend to go for already known, already recognised breadwinners, if you like, because they know they've got somebody that people already know, they can relate to them, they think they're good, so they'll have them. But it's making things difficult for people in the indie scene that are trying to do so much with so little money, and sometimes no money at all. I suppose, I don't know. It depends on the person themselves. I mean, you can look at a character that's been in, say, for argument's sake, Coronation Street, and has played the same person for the last 40 years and has never done anything different. If you're happy in that little nook and you're doing it, then great for you. You're doing it well, you're doing it right. People still want you to do that.
Yeah.
Certainly for myself, I don't want that. Looking the way I do and how I've changed over the years, I've tended to be cast in more gangsterish roles and things like that. And it's only that when certain casting directors have taken a bit of a chance and cast me in something slightly different that's got a bit more body to it, a bit more emotion to it, where it can test my abilities as an actor, then it's great to do that.
I don't know.
You can create movies that are great fun to watch, and that I call popcorn movies. And once they're done, you forget them. But then if you get a movie that is very powerful, and you remember somebody's portrayal in that movie or somebody's scene in that movie that really hits you hard emotionally, you remember that part, you remember that character and the actor.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the power of music in film as well, because to me it's 50-50 for me.
Absolutely.
I think that the right music, in fact the one I can really think about is probably The Rock. The music in that is, because you don't notice it, because it is so perfect.
That's
it's
the
powering
skill.
you along without knowing, you know.
That's the skill. It's having the score, the underlying score, where when you're watching the movie, and if you don't notice it, it's doing a perfect job. If it wasn't there, you'd notice the difference then.
Yeah.
And then having the right songs thrown in on top to give the, if you like, the bridge or the relief to certain scenes is again amazing. But this is difficult as well for new filmmakers to come out, to find a song that is royalty free, that they can have in a film to do stuff.
Yeah.
So you look on new bands, new performers that are coming out, and invite them to try and put stuff to your music, to your movie.
I think that leads us nicely onto your music video, so we can watch a bit of that, I think. There's a connection here somewhere. Yeah, I think we'll have a look at that now. Nicely shot, that, Mark.
It was very good. A wonderful young lady whose name escapes me at the moment that was doing that, and it was great fun. Great bunch of lads as well in the band.
Yeah.
The band's disbanded now, and the main singer, Jack, he's now serving in the military and
right.
travelling all over
So
the
where
world.
were they from then?
Oh God, Bury, Blackburn,
Oh, right.
so I don't know, somewhere, I forget.
Yeah.
I forget.
Nicely
But it was
shot,
good
love
fun.
it.
Done in a working man's club one evening.
Good. So, next.
All right.
Do you want to go on to the producing side of things?
Producing side of things. Okay.
I've done a theatre, and the producing and the directing side of things is simply because I don't know whether it's my age or my attention span on things, but I find it more and more difficult now as I've got older to learn scripts, especially when it comes to theatre. So I don't do theatre anymore. Theatre's a terrifying animal, absolutely. Great once you've completed it and you feel that huge rush of exhilaration when the audience are clapping and you're taking your bow and everything and things like that, that's wonderful. But those moments when you're at stage left or stage right, waiting for your cue to come on, and you're hearing the words and you're thinking, oh my Lord, what's my first line? I'm going to go on any second now. What's my line? What's my line? And then you hear those words and you step on stage, and then 9 times out of 10, everything just suddenly slots into place. But so I've loved doing that, and I admire theatre performers very, very much. I prefer film because I feel that film gives you more artistic license to do things with, and is perhaps a bit more forgiving on stuff. Well, I didn't expect to see you here again.
Neither did I.
Not retiring then?
Last job, funnily enough.
It was pouring down last time we met here.
I know. Look at it today. Glorious. You're looking well.
Andrew, did you ever find anywhere down south in the end? Devon, Cornwall?
Cornwall. Nice little farmhouse in the middle of nowhere. Dennis is down there now doing the refurb.
Big move, out in the sticks, all alone. Should have gone with him.
He's all right. He's busy. Happy in his own company.
That's good. Comforting to know. Do you ever wonder about the people in these envelopes?
Business is business. You do understand that, don't you?
Yes. Business is business. You really should have gone to Cornwall. take that away from the acting, because I enjoyed watching how people were making films and things like that. I thought, I just want to do this. I want to concentrate on that. And when I was working as an actor and I'm working with a director, and you should never really question a director, because it's the director's vision, and as an actor you're there as a puppet. You're there to play the part that the director wants you to play.
The writer comes to me with a script and says, and oh, there are so many people all over the world, all over the internet, that have a script, that have a story, and they just need it to be made, and they'll message me and they'll come to me and go, I have this, it's wonderful, and I'll read it, the odd one or two, and I'll think, yeah, that's really good, and then I'll say, how much money have you got to make it?
Exactly, yeah.
And they go, oh no, I haven't got any money. I go, oh well, great. You know, neither have I.
Plus a cast of 6,000 people.
Yes,
as well.
yeah, you know, try again. I've got my own script, which is brilliant, which I've worked on with various different wonderful writers from the Liverpool area that excel in theatre and things like that, and they've all contributed to this script that I've got for a feature-length movie that has been worked on coming up 6 years now, but I don't have the funds to put that into reality. I could make it, but it would not be the best it could be if I had the funds to make it the way it should be. So as a producer, I am not an executive producer, which means executive producer is the man with the money, the man that calls the shots. He or she is paying for the project. I like to think, as a producer, I like to find something under the banner of Going Nowhere Productions, which is my company. It's not a limited company or anything, it's just a name. I like to collect people in under the umbrella of Going Nowhere Productions, because when people hear that, they know it's a professional production. They know good people are involved, they know they're going to see a good project.
Yeah.
And it's very well respected and has gained a really good following over the internet and social media and things. And so if I find a script, or somebody approaches me with a script and I think, yes, this is doable, if they've got no budget, but I think the script is that good, but it's not going to cost a huge amount to pull off, then I'll agree to take it on. And then my job then is to find the right people and the right crew to bring together, because if I believe in it, I then get in touch with people who are DPs, sound guys, gaffers, lighting, editors, people, musicians that can do the score, everything like that, and I put it out to them and ask if they'd be interested in contributing their free time to do this.
And then get them all in the same place at the same time.
Get them all in the same place at the same time, then find the best actors I can do, which to be fair, I'm not trying to sing my own praises, at the moment isn't too difficult. I'm working with some wonderful actors, some hugely talented actors, simply because they know that if they're going to work with me, and the same as the cast and crew, that they check up on what I've done or check up on reviews of things that I've done, that I'm not a Joe Blogs fly-by-night, if you like. They know I want to make a professional thing, because I don't want to damage my reputation. You know, I've worked on a project going back last year, which was a film adaptation of a book, a published author, who came to me to ask me to do a proof of concept trailer of his novel, which was then going to be put out on funding platforms, submitted to Netflix and things like that. And I discussed everything with him. I discussed what he wanted, and he paid me a fee to create a 2.5 minute trailer and what you call a media package. So everything that you can if you like, go to a business meeting with to potential investors and go, this is what we see the product looking like, this is our vision for it, this is where we expect your money to be spent, and this is what we expect you to be able to recoup from it,
right,
should it do that. And it was the biggest paid job I've had so far, and that involved 3 days on location shooting, but a good few months beforehand in prep on doing it all, and it resulted in 2 minutes and 30 seconds of film, which cost many thousands,
right,
to produce, and getting the right people to do it and make it look as professional.
Did you enjoy doing that then?
I did, yeah. Again, it was working with very professional people, and it was where I was in charge of the money, and I was responsible for a client that had come to me and gone, I've got this sum of money, can you produce this for me? Right. So, I did, and the client was very happy with what I produced. Everybody was very happy with everything.
So, can we move on to the director's side? How different you find that to producing, I suppose, really?
I love it.
Right.
Absolutely love it. Producing's hard work. Producing's more paperwork. I've worked on 2 major feature films that have not long wrapped now. One a horror film, another one based on a true story as production manager on those, which have been paid work for me, which is nice. And I've only got that because of people knowing what I've been doing, and I'm tending to get more and more paid work because of what I do.
Good.
And that's lovely, but still not enough to give up the steel fabrication job until something massive happens. But on the production side of things, it is very hard work, and it's a lot of hours at home on the laptop and trying to wrangle a load of geese together at the same place at the same time. Directing is wonderful. It's not about what makes me happy and what makes me go on an artistic rant on something, but I thoroughly enjoy directing, and I enjoy working with good actors. I certainly feel.
My name's David Williamson. I'm playing Josh Russell, best friend of Fletcher Davidson.
My name is Rafaela Diaz, and I'm playing Kelly, who's Kelly again? Kelly is the previous lover of Fletcher, and that's all I'll have to say about it.
My name is Sarah House Dixon, and I'm playing Erin Berkeley in this production.
My name's John Michael Rook, and I'm playing Paul Berkeley in this production.
We're married.
On stage.
Happily.
So I'm Sav, I'm playing Fletcher Davidson. Yeah, that's what I'm playing.
I'm Josie Harrison, and I'm playing Sadie, Fletcher's fiance.
I'm Gabby, and I'm assistant director.
I'm Mark, and I'm one of the producers and the director.
My name's Harry, and I'm a runner for this production. I'm in charge of the props, getting them on and off the stage.
It's our first production, it's our first theatre production, and we wanted to sort of build up our name really here in Liverpool. So I wanted to choose a script that I thought would get a lot of interest, and this is quite a deep and psychological play with lots of things going in it, and that's what really drew me to it. Quite a challenge for everybody to get its teeth sunk into.
I've directed bits before, short films and things like that, with my company and another company that I'm part of with a group of friends, and I just thought I'd have a go at theatre. I mean, how hard can it be?
Very.
Yeah, I know that now.
It's been really fun working with everyone and getting to know everyone.
Exciting. Yeah, I think the best is yet to come.
I agree.
I certainly feel that I have a good relationship with actors and I can bring out the best of them. But it's always easier to work with a good actor that you can coach into what you want that actor to portray, and they get it straight away and they do it. And then there's nothing better, Rob, than when you're sat there and you're looking on a monitor while the DP, the director of photography, is shooting this, and you've got the production assistant who's done the clapperboard, and I shout action, and I'm watching this on a monitor, and I see this actor do what I said I wanted him to do, him or her, and they do it. I just look at it and I think, oh, that is absolutely superb.
Yeah.
And I'm working with some wonderful actors at the moment who are mainly theatre actors. And
do they find it a big step to go into film, or do they find it a doddle, in fact?
I don't know, you know, I've never asked them. It's one thing, I don't know, I've never asked. A guy I've worked with, a guy called Mike San, wonderful guy, and I worked with him many years ago on theatre, and he's a wonderful theatre actor, can turn his hand to anything. And he's always mentioned to me that he wanted to work with me on film at some point, and I came to him with this project and I said, go on then, you know, do you fancy it? And he said, yeah, okay. And he's playing one of the leads. And
I've found theatre actors want to use the hands all over the place. Whereas on film it's not.
It's different. Yes, you've got to try and carry yourself as a theatre actor, but they've managed to work brilliantly. Another guy, Craig, that I've got working with me, he's always played really nice people in theatre, and I've got him playing such a horrible, nasty person.
He's loving every minute of it.
I don't know whether he's loving it. Again, I haven't asked him. He's just doing what I want him to do, and he's doing it superbly. But when I'm preparing a scene and I'm telling him what I need, he already has the script. And I always say the script is just for interpretation. You know, you don't have to go word for word. Just get the point across without losing any of the, you know, the fact of it. And I'll say to him, this is what I want you to do and this is what I want to see. And then when I shout action, I won't shout cut. I'll let him be a bit awkward when he thinks he's finished, and it stirs in his mind to, instead of sitting there looking stupid or whatever, he keeps going and he keeps going, and it brings out so much wonderful stuff that you would never have seen if it was scripted.
Yeah.
And I watch it, and at the end of it, I've cried before now. At the end of it, I've gone cut, and there's been a tear rolling down my face, and I don't want to swear, but I've just gone, oh, this is so good. And then when we've played it back for him, and he's watched it, and he's looked at it, and he feels a bit embarrassed, but I've said to him afterwards, you know, that was beautiful. That was absolutely stunning and beautiful, because you hadn't planned for it, you'd just done it. It came out of you. And I'm so proud of the project that I'm working on now and the people I'm working with.
So that means it really does give them more space in film than it does on theatre, because you say timing is everything on theatre, so
absolutely,
so restricted.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Film is very forgiving, because obviously if you make a mistake you can say cut, you can start again. All you're throwing away is pixels. You're not throwing away film anymore, it's just pixels, isn't it? And one day the world will run out of pixels. But no, my passion is directing.
Good.
Then producing, bringing these talented individuals together and creating something that's great.
So really you've almost answered my next question, is what does the future hold for you? But obviously you want to do the directing side of things by the sound of it.
More and more, I've agreed to direct as part of the Liverpool I don't know, festival, whatever it's called. I've agreed to direct a play for the Fringe Festival in Liverpool this year. Somebody asked me if I'd consider doing it, and I said, yeah, go on then. I want to finish the project that I'm working on now with these wonderful actors called The Painter, which is a short film. It's a short 20-30 minute film based in and around the art world, and it's shot in on the Wirral and in Liverpool. Wonderful cast, wonderful crew, wonderful director of photography. I'm blessed that these people, pardon me, will work with me.
Is that a working title or is that the finished?
That is the finished title, The Painter. The premise of the story is a guy who's an upcoming artist, a younger guy, who is a drug user, has mental problems, and his work tends to be a bit disturbing. He can't get any recognition for it at all. He enters his work into a little community arts display, and it is rubbished by a mainstream artist, a major mainstream artist who's sponsored the display. So the artist then decides to kidnap him in his own home and pass off his work as the established artist's work in a new exhibition. And it just shows the way of the world and things like that, because it's an established, well-known, world-renowned artist. This suddenly horrific work gets rounds of applause and admiration, and what a brave new step and things like that. So it's a bit of a twist on
I like that approach.
On all that.
Yeah.
So. And it leaves you wondering at the end about what happens. I won't give anything away.
Good, I like it.
And that will be, once we complete that will be put on the film circuit in various film festivals all around the world. And hopefully somebody will look at that and think, that's amazing what we did on the amount of money we had, which has only been a couple of £100. And then we just hope that a production company or a network will go, I love what these people have done. Wonder what they could do if we give them 20 million to make this, and then it's happy days.
Yeah.
And then once all that's complete, it's done its run, we'll put it on YouTube for everybody to have a watch of.
It's been great meeting you and talking to you, Mark.
And you indeed, sir. Thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Mark.